daylight saving time have you all messed up? You're not alone.
Yes.
Yes,
Lily
absolutely.
is at Brigham and Women's Sleep Testing Center with more on how the time change affects our body.
It is Sleep Week on the Fox 25 Morning News, and if this past weekend has left you a little groggy with the time shift, Dr. Kirsch here is not surprised. You say there are actually higher rates of accidents and all sorts of things during this time of the year, right?
Losing an hour of sleep is not good for anybody, and so when we're already a sleep-deprived society, losing an extra hour doesn't help at all.
Tell me a little bit about what your feeling is about daylight savings in general. Do you think it should be completely eliminated?
As a sleep doctor, it makes life much more difficult when our body clock has to change, so it would be far easier if we just stayed on the same schedule year-round.
So last night I checked into the sleep testing center here, and I know you have my results here. How did I do in terms of a good night's sleep?
It looked like a fairly normal night for a person who comes into the lab for the first time. You took you a little long to fall asleep, but of course having a bunch of wires on your head and having a video camera on you can make anybody have a little bit of a difficulty there. But other than that, we saw normal sleep cycles that went on through the night. You had periods where you were in deep sleep and in lighter sleep, and that's pretty normal for anybody who's coming into a sleep laboratory.
When it comes, though, to people who are shift workers, I mean, everyone in our staff, when you come in the morning, how'd you sleep, because it is so hard to get a good night's sleep. I'm seeing here, you know, a couple series of that REM sleep that specialists say is so important. Do most people, how many do most people get, and are people getting enough?
So when people, let's just start with the fact that our society is sleep deprived in general. We run a 24-hour sort of rhythm throughout the day, and people are working overnights, they're working early mornings. That's not great for our sleep, and often people don't adjust their sleep well enough to account for the fact that they're doing these odd shifts. So that's sort of the starting point. When we look at your sleep schedule or sleep cycles, we can see that your cycles are fairly normal. We see you go into, as I said, sort of deeper sleep here, and then REM sleep, and then back into lighter sleep, and then into deeper sleep. That's normal. We expect to see 3 or 4 of those cycles, sometimes 5, over the course of the night, depending on how long you let yourself sleep. Mm-hmm. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough cycles.
Is that magic number 8? You want 8 hours of sleep?
For most people, I would say between 7 and 8 hours sleep is really the ideal. Mm-hmm. Some people need more than that. Some people can get away with a little less than that. But the people who are routinely sleeping 6 hours a night are probably not getting enough sleep.
It's funny because so many people are sleeping 6 hours or even less. Some people even break up their sleep, I know, into shifts just so that their life can have they can participate in their life a little more. Does that work if you split up your sleep?
So people can get away with splitting their sleep sometimes, and it may be the only way that they can balance work and social life. But the key, in some ways, is to at least ensure that the sleep is relatively scheduled so that you're getting enough time. You need that 7 or 8 hours, even if it's broken into 2 pieces. And you need to keep it relatively similar day to day. So you can't necessarily do one thing one day and then go to a schedule where you'd sleep for midnight to 8 a.m. the next day.
When people aren't getting enough sleep, how is it affecting them? Do they realize how deeply it's affecting them?
I would say, certainly in my clinic, the people don't recognize how much insufficient sleep is affecting them. Their performance is less good, their memory is less good, they're more irritable than they should be. And they attribute this to a variety of things, but not recognizing that sometimes the best thing they could do for themselves, even if they have lots of work to do, is to get that 7 or 8 hours of sleep at night.
That is some great advice. So Dr. Kirsch, you may be recommending that people should set their alarm clocks a little early tonight?
Make sure you're trying to get to sleep at the same time every day, get up at the same time every day, try not to sleep in too much on the weekends.
So tuck yourself in early. Advice from the expert here. Sweet dreams.
Easier said than done.
6
Am
hours
I right?
is not enough?
6?
Oh, man.
I don't even get that. We're in trouble, my friend.
Yeah, we're both in
Put
trouble.
the coffee
yeah,
on.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a break. We'll
Get
be
that
back
app
after
going.
this.